So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There is no ban on, they had the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban. So what do we do about that?
What the hell did you just say?
And I as a gun owner and NRA member, we're demonized to such a degree after, I won't even, fine, you're not even looking at me. I mean, I hate.
Because I'm thinking of the 60s and 70s and how the Black Panthers and the Weathermen had a lot of guns, and suddenly the NRA put in gun control. It's interesting, isn't it?
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's interesting, isn't it?
The mental retardation and ignorance of some people is sometimes very, very difficult to put into words. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video must be worth 1,000,000. Let's get into this video.
So, one day after a pipe bomb suspect, Cesar Sayak, was arrested, neo-Nazi Robert Bowers massacred 11 worshipers at a Pittsburgh synagogue, telling the police he wanted all Jews to die. What the hell is going on? What is happening in the country? And the question really is, how did we get here?
No, Whoopi, the question is, where the hell have you been? People are dying all the time. What's happening today is nothing new. Besides, all of mainstream media is talking like this event actually happened. Most people are out there assuming it did because their TVs told them so. It may have happened. We honestly don't know what's going on beyond news reports. Just because corporate media says it doesn't make it so. Matter of fact, if they do say it, it probably isn't so. At least not the way they're saying it is. So Abby Huntsman says,
I was putting my daughter to sleep on Saturday night and I was looking at her and I was thinking, you're so innocent. And I so worry about the world that you're gonna be growing up in, and you're gonna one day understand what hate is. And I realized all we can do, yes, leadership starts at the top and more needs to be done there, but all we can do as people is pass down the next generation tolerance and love and acceptance, and that is on every single one of us.
Tolerance, love, and acceptance is good. But what are you going to teach them to love, tolerate, and accept? And are you willing to add to that critical thinking? The ability to question everything, not go along with the crowd, and certainly not buy into anything a mainstream talking head says.
I think as a community and as a country, we all need to do a better job and step up the rhetoric to a level that shows respect.
To which Joy Bear responds,
Love is good, but you need laws. You need a lot of laws.
You need a lot of laws.
I mean, the fact that some of these crazies all have guns is kind of,
And
they're not
AR-15s.
about love and understanding anymore. It's about laws. Change the laws, you change the behavior.
Change the laws, you change the behavior. You need a lot of laws. It's about laws.
Change the laws, you change the behavior.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
you need laws, lots of laws. And if you have lots of laws, you can change the behavior of individuals. Yeah, that's working out really well in places like Detroit, Chicago, and Washington's District of Criminals, isn't it? These are some of the most highly regulated and law-burdened places in the country, and they're doing the worst in terms of crime. Besides, think about what Joy is actually saying. Think about what a law really is. It's the written opinion in the form of a command of politicians backed by the threat of force. A law supposes that some group of mere humans has the right to tell everybody else what they can or can't do and what they can and can't have.
You need a lot of laws.
And if other humans disobey those commands, they're punished by the enforcement arm of that ruling or lawmaking class.
It's about laws.
It's utter fantasy and insanity all rolled into one.
Change the laws, you change the behavior.
So Joy's really saying we need more opinions of political psychopaths. A lot more opinions and commands telling us what we can and can't do and what we can and can't own. Why? So that we can change the behavior of everybody else for the better. It's insanity. And never mind that politicians are the worst humanity has to offer. And now the villainization of the black, scary AR-15 rifle. Again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I was looking at this list, and when you look at shootings with AR-15s, Colorado, Orlando, Parkland, Las Vegas, Sandy Hook, Umpqua Community College, Waffle House, Texas Church, San Bernardino, and now the Tree of Life Synagogue. What do all of those things have in common?
Also, Devin Kelly at the Texas Church,
AR-15.
stop.
What do those things have in common? She wants to focus on the AR-15. Everybody who's sane knows that the AR-15 or any gun doesn't commit crimes. They can't. They're inanimate objects. Oh, I know political parasites want you to think that the gun is what's going to do the killing.
When you get right down to it, the gun is what is going to do the killing.
These are the same people who probably blame forks for making people fat and pencils for misspelled words. The real crime was not that the alleged shooter used a particular kind of weapon. The crime, and remember, a real crime is one that leaves a real victim. The real crime is the fact that every one of those supposed shootings just so happened to take place in what's known as a gun-free slaughter zone. Do you suck at the fish in the barrel game at state fairs? Well, hone your skills by visiting any government-issued gun-free zone, where you're pretty much guaranteed to get off as many rounds as possible without endangering your life. Dial before midnight tonight. Gun-free zones are criminal empowerment zones. They're victim-creating zones. And who empowered those criminals? Who created those victims? All those politicians who are making those stupid laws. Gun-free zones are a catch-22 proposition. If you get caught by the police with a gun in one of these areas, they treat you like a criminal and you get thrown into a cage. If you get caught by a madman without a gun in a gun-free zone, you could get yourself a first-class ticket to the 6 Feet Under Club. Laws lead to the deaths of more people every year than any madman with any kind of weapon ever could. And governments are far more dangerous than any other organized crime ring. 250 million dead people in the last century alone at the hands of their government testifies to that fact.
A shooting from happen. Again, I didn't think we were going to have a conversation about AR-15s, but I'm happy to. I wanted to have a conversation about tolerance.
So go ahead.
Well, you decide which one you want, but I want to start with one thing. Bill Clinton says there's nothing wrong with America that can't be fixed with America, which I wholeheartedly believe. And I think that people on the left also have to take some culpability. If you want to have a conversation about guns, I'm happy to, but when you say things like that, well, AR-15s, you know, I am a legal gun owner, and gun laws don't have any impact with people who legally go and buy and use guns in a safe way.
I am a legal gun owner.
Now, while she's trying to say something in objection to Joy, Megan's spouting her own BS. This idea of being a legal gun owner is, I own a gun because I jumped through all the hoops and loops to attain one. Now, politicians allow me to have a gun. This is nonsense. How about I'm a human being and what I own is none of your business?
And gun laws don't have any impact with people who legally go and buy and use guns in a safe way.
The laws don't have any impact on legal gun owners? That's a moronic statement. The reason you're calling yourself a legal gun owner is because the laws impacted you to such an extent that you've made yourself subservient to those political opinions. Guys, there's more to this video, and if you want me to go through it, leave your comments below. Every single time there's some kind of shooting, some bobble-headed nitwit gets up there and wants to nibble away at the remaining vestiges of personal freedom from the rest of us, just because of what somebody else has allegedly done. If you guys enjoy my content, the Patreon and PayPal links are below. Don't forget to sign up to my private email list on my website, highimpactflix.com, and grab a hard-hitting shirt from one of the most controversial shirt stores on the planet. They make great gifts and make salient, in-your-face points about what's going on in the world. Like this one, gun-free zones, because politicians want criminals to have stress-free work environments. Or Black Rifles Matter. There's over 100 designs, and I'm adding new designs every week. And I also take design requests. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There is no ban on, they have the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban. So what do we do about that?